they've floated this thing where after JobKeeper runs out, the government is looking at introducing a HECS-Style loan program so that pandemic-affected businesses can borrow money to be repaid once turnover returns. What are your thoughts on that, Ian?
I'm not positive, if I can put it that way. And partly, I think it sounds like a great concept, but the reality is, unless somebody's going to vet that business in the first instance, look at the fundamentals behind why it's in the position it's in, and the likelihood of success in the future, I think it's just the government that will be throwing good money after bad. So I would say it's simply not. It simply will not work in the long term.
That's interesting, Marcus. I suppose actually Ian makes a point. I mean, really, this is the government getting into the business of making cash flow loans to small business. What are your thoughts on that? Is that something the government should necessarily be doing?
Well, I think there's no shortage of capital running around the market, both from the top end to the middle tier. I think the sources of that capital addresses most stages of a business maturity life cycle. We've seen a tremendous input in terms of debt and credit funds over the course of the last sort of 5-10 years since the GFC. I would have to question, again, the rationale for that. And as Ian has, pointed out, credit and risk analysis has to be overlaid there to have an understanding. It's one thing to put $1 out. The reality is you need to get your dollar back and make a reasonable return for the risk associated.